cutting a 90-degree corner now. Now we're going to cut a 90-degree corner with 2 pieces of track. So we're going to cut one of them at a 45-degree angle, the other one at just a slight miter. So wherever I make my mark is where I'm going to start my corner. I like to start with the 45, it's nice and easy. So I'm going to take my square, line up the flat side with one of the edges of my track. Coming down from the top corner, I'm going to draw my 45-degree line. Okay. Now I can match that line with exactly where it comes down. I like to give this about a 1/16 of an inch of play. So if I offset that mark about a 1/16 of an inch, I've got a little more wiggle room to slide another piece of track in there. And I'll explain that here in just a second again. So coming down from the edge of my track, I'm going to take my snips. I'm going to follow that 45-degree line all the way to the other edge of my track. Come over here, cut straight down, and there you see that little discrepancy there. All I'm going to do is bend this guy off, and I'm going to snip this nice and clean. Okay. So now I've got a little bit of space there to slide track in. There is my 45, right? This is what's going to fit over my miter cut. So let's tackle the miter now. So I'm going to line these up, make sure I got my miter on the right side. The miter needs to be no bigger, no larger than 1 3/8 in length. So I've got a little bit of play here where I could potentially make this miter, starting at the 1, I could do 1 3/8-ish. It can be that big, not necessary, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down one side of the track. This is just a relief cut. Bend this guy over. Now I'm going to cut from this edge to the center of the track. I don't need this to be a 45-degree angle. Okay. So now that I've got my miter cut there, all this allows me to do is put this stick of track up first and cover it with my 45. So this allows the wire from my lights to travel through the track, so I'm not running right into a piece of metal. Looking from the bottom, this is what your 45 and your miter are going to look like.